Welcome back. Heavy rains are wreaking havoc in Gauteng, with areas around the Vaal River and system now being flooded. Authorities have been forced to open 12 sluice gates as the Vaal Dam has filled to overflowing after exceeding its 100% capacity. Now, several areas have been battered, with residents being evacuated. Our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu, is following the story for us, joining me now. Good afternoon to you, Maqingwane. Just how bad is the situation, and are the authorities getting ready to essentially do what needs to be done?
Well, Murad, I can tell you that the situation is quite, dire here in the Vaal. In fact, just a few moments ago, where we heard reports that there are people that are trapped here. And I'm just going to move out of shot just to show you what's happening here now. We understand that there were 2 people that were trapped in that container, and there are also some animals that are also trapped in that container. And just a short while ago, the team of emergency personnel here assisting one of the gentlemen to come out here. They had rescued him from this particular container, but we understand that the team is going to be returning back now, Morena, to try and save a lady that is also trapped inside that container. And I can tell you, Morena, that the situation as far as the floods are concerned is really dire. It's getting bad. Just when we arrived here, Morena, we saw families scrambling to get out of their houses. They'd been trying to get out some of their belongings from their houses, and at the time the water levels had been rising steadily, but now we can see, Morena, there in the distance, some of the houses here already submerged in the water, and the waters are getting quite high here, Morena, and we understand that there have been several evacuations that have also been done in this area to try and rescue some of the people and to try and get out the people from danger that is now upon them. And just a short while ago, we're told that in fact some of the areas around this particular area have also been evacuated. So, Murayna, the situation as it stands, it's quite dire, and we understand that they're expecting the situation to even worsen, Murena, given the fact that they are expecting those flood waters from Standerton. We heard that there was a flood in Standerton that has also affected that particular area, and so they're expecting the water from those flood-stricken areas to also make their way here to Gauteng, and that's the reason why they fear that there could possibly be more flooding here in this area. We're just waiting for this team of paramedics to go inside. They're still trying to make their way inside the water. They're still trying to ensure that they go there safely. They tried earlier on, Morena, to go into the water, but it seems as if the current was just too heavy for them to go inside, so they had to come back and just try and work other means of trying to get to that container there where we understand people are trapped. But we also understand, Morena, this is not only the place that has been affected. The Loch Vaal has also been affected. The Vaal River has also been affected. And earlier on we were there and we saw some of the residents also, moving out of their houses, scrambling also just to get some of their belongings from their houses, and really, coming out of their houses and leaving their houses because of the situation here. And what we do understand, Mureda, is that the department has said that they had to open the sluice gates at the Vaal River, and this is because of the fact that there was overflow at the Vaal River due to the heavy rains that we have seen in the province. And the department saying that yesterday they had opened about 10 of those sluice gates just to ease the pressure, but today they were forced to open 2 more, and that just gives you a sense of the situation here on the ground. But I can tell you that many of the residents along the Klipprivier rather, as well as the Rietspruit and the Vaal rivers have been evacuated, Morena, including areas of the Loch Vaal, where we saw many of the residents this morning also being evacuated, some of them leaving their homes. But as you see, Morena, that team now are trying to make their way into that container to see if perhaps they can be able to get inside it. And we're told, Morena, that this is not the only rescue that they've conducted here. They've also been at another house not far from here where we understand a family had also been trapped, and they tried to rescue that family. We understand that they managed to pull them to safety. So the situation is quite dire here, Morena. As you can see, those gushing waters. Just when we arrived here, Morena, just about over an hour ago, this was not, the scenes that we saw here. The waters were much more calmer, but now they are seemingly more aggressive, and it tells you just the devastation that these people here are facing at this particular stage. We understand that some of the areas along the Red Strait as well, which include some of the areas in Sebokeng, are also being evacuated due to these flood waters that are seemingly just increasing, Morena, at this stage. And there are community members that are here just also just trying to see this rescue operation that is taking place here. Of course, many of them are quite shocked, Morena, at the developments that are happening here, and many of them are really assisting others that are also trying to get out of their houses, that are trying to make their way out of the houses, and helping them, Morena, just to get some of the items out of the houses. And some of the community members telling me that, Morena, they don't know where to go. They have been displaced. Many of the houses have been flooded in this area, and they are saying that, Morena, they'll have to see what will happen now, given the state of events that are happening. Ma'am, if I can just talk to you about what is happening here. I'm sure as a community you are baffled, you are shocked about what's happening here, what we're seeing here, and how are you feeling?
I can't describe it to you. It's like I know how I will feel if you can just watch at your house and you can't do anything. If there's animals, you must watch them drown. There was 3 donkeys that drowned that nobody could have saved. So yeah, to see all your furniture from how many years just in water. We see containers, and we have seen one table going on the river. That was someone's table. Now it's bad.
And I know that you've also been trying to assist as far as those, that are trying to move their stuff out here. As community members, you're concerned about what's happening here. But has there been any, communication from the municipality as far as what is happening here is concerned?
I'm not sure, Kiki. We are a part of Eskom. So Eskom was already here. They turned off the power because the poles can drop at any moment. Our FF Vryheidsfront verteenwoordiger was here, so yeah. But no, brandweer, 2 police officers now missing in action, so yeah, municipality, no, not so good. Okay. Yes, it's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for speaking to us, ma'am. As you can hear, well, sir, I understand it's quite a dire situation here, and you as community members are also coming to help.
I'm councillor from the Freedom Front, PR councillor. I'm working in this area. Yes, it's difficult. At this stage, all the roads coming from the west to the east is busy washing away. So the people on that side of the N1 has got no way to come this side, except if they can go around Kroonstad or maybe Joburg. It's difficult. There's a couple of rescues busy ongoing at the moment. This water came with a big speed this morning from Joburg. Some of the farmers up north said they had 100+ millimeters of rain overnight. So yes, this is a lot of water. The people on the river says this is the highest level ever on the Red Strait, the Vaal River. So yes, new records has been set.
Let's talk about the response, Councillor. Of course, you expect that there will be a response from the municipality when such an incident occurs. Has there been any engagement? Has there been any response from the municipality here?
No. I spoke to the fire brigade people. They will see. They're busy trying to get a emergency vehicle going, but I mean in Mfuleni we've got 1 fire tender if there's a fire. In Mfuleni things is not going well at the moment. Emergency services is almost non-existent. This is a problem. This is what we're fighting to try and fix, but as you know, Eskom and Rand Water is attaching our accounts, so there's no money.
Yeah. And just on that, Councillor, just to understand, in terms of the people that have now been displaced, because these are families that are to leave their homesteads, what's the plan? What's going to happen to those residents now?
That's what we will have to discuss. I've got the LPW from Gauteng on public safety here as well at the moment. We're busy talking to Gauteng to see what we can do about it. We also might get Gautrans here to come and block off these roads. That's something the community can't do for extensive time. Gautrans must come and block the roads because there's no bridges left.
Okay, thank you for speaking to us, Councillor. Well, as you can hear, Morena, the situation is quite bad here. Several roads have been affected here. They've been closed. We're told that just over there is a bridge that has been totally washed off, and vehicles have now been prevented from going any further. There are also houses that are, at the moment, they're trying to get residents out of them. And of course, they've had to stop this rescue operation because of the danger that it had posed. So they're going to look at another way of trying to reach those people that are inside, as well as the animals that are trapped inside the house. But we've seen quite a number of animals also, being affected by this. Some of them climbing to the roofs, and many of them also being rescued by some of these emergency workers that are here on the ground. But as it stands, Morena, the situation is still quite dire here.
Well, Manqoba, we can only but hope that it gets better, not just, of course, the situation there, but the weather, because it is also a matter of these inclement weather conditions that are contributing to this. And hopefully, if we do manage to get forecasts, it tells us a different story. But we'll leave it there with you. We'll definitely be catching up with you a little later on just to get an update as to what exactly is happening out at Rietsspruit, which is where Manqoba Mchunu is for us, following the dire situation happening around the Vaal.